don't like carrying a camera, but also my phone's camera is just not good enough. So I recreated my photo in CG for fun and education. I decided not to align my camera properly as this is not a VFX shot. Here I'm looking up average floor height and making some floors. My first attempt of making stairs was a complete flop. ArcMesh add-on just didn't have similar stair designs. After rebuilding my stairs with array modifier and some basic modeling, I spent most of my time aligning stuff. Oh yes, I also used booleans a lot. Thanks booleans. After fiddling with scene camera lights some more, it looked like this. It was time to start shading. I started with a free BlenderKit wall texture and added a Musgrave texture node with a color ramp to make it look more like the reference. It's not really visible on the photo, but I remember how it looked like. I used the texture both for color and bump. Still looks like crap. I'll end up remaking the whole material from scratch, this time using noise nodes and fingerprint imperfection textures. Quixel had a similar texture to the floor tiles in my photo, so I just mixed the roughness with fingerprint texture to make it look used. Project from View was a perfect way of doing UVs. Staircase sides looked dirtier, so I duplicated the material and modified it with the procedural mask node. And it still looks like crap. Time to fiddle with aligning stuff again. I used eevee for rendering, and the world panorama HDRI acts a bit weird. It's not being occluded by the geometry, so I had to use a room HDRI and the picture projected on the cylinder for the sky view from the window, and it looked bad. So it's just a sky image from Unsplash now. Let's bake a global illumination probe. I made some railing using the skin modifier off screen. Don't worry about it. Very simple material with a Musgrave texture and box projected smudges again. I used the same texture, so it actually uses less memory. A simple door from BlendSwap. It was supposed to be made out of metal, but for whatever reason it looked bad, so I used a random wood material from BlenderKit. A window from ArcMesh add-on. The same wood material, glass material shadow set to none. So for some additional realism I used vertex paint to paint the sides of the staircase and well, really wherever the dirt would accumulate. Mixing this with the noise texture using overlay mode gives a mask to mix darker versions of the color paths. The same for wall material. I used the mask node again to add some procedural leakage to the sides. Personally, I don't name anything in my shader noodles, but you should. Mask node also has a nice damage mask, just like the reference wall. I made an attempt of remeshing the stairs to sculpt in the damage, and it was a complete failure. So I'm glad I had an old version of autosave files, and I'm really glad that I used more than one autosave. So to add some damage, I use booleans again. Usually I just generate one of the rock objects from the extra object add-on. And that's it. Now I have this environment and I can do some fun stuff with it. Please share this video somewhere or like subscribe or like or something like that. You know what to do, it's YouTube. Bye.